Okay then my friends, in the last lesson we had a little look at how to test asynchronous code, and during that we made this test case which asserts how the returned data should be structured over several different assertions. So we tested the type first to make sure it was an object, then we checked to see if that object had the suits and values property, then we tested those properties on that object to make sure they were both arrays, and finally we tested the length of those arrays. And this is all fine. But there is another way we can test the structure of a value in a single assertion using something called asymmetric matches. And an asymmetric matcher is a way to match against an expected value which adheres to certain rules. So in this lesson then, we're going to be converting some of these assertions into a single assertion using a couple of different asymmetric matches. So let me just come above all of the tests and make some room. We won't delete them yet because we'll use them as a guide as to what we want to be testing for this single assertion. And now I'm going to start the same way by using the expect function, and we're going to pass in the deck, and then we're going to use the matcher to equal. And remember, we said earlier in the course that to equal is the way we match against reference types like objects and arrays instead of to be, because it makes sure that the contents of the object is adhering to this rather than trying to match against exactly the same object in memory. So now we want to assert how this object should look, but we don't want to hard code the entire thing, all the properties and values, etc. We're just interested in the general structure of the object right now. And this is where asymmetric matches come into play. They allow us to match against specific structures rather than an exact value. So when we use a regular matcher method, as we have been doing when we use methods like to be or to have length, we chain those methods directly onto an invocation of the expect method. So we invoke this first, pass in a value, then chain on the matcher. But when we use asymmetric matches, we generally pass it into a regular matcher that's already a part of the assertion. So in our case, we're going to pass it into this regular to equal matcher. Now, to use an asymmetric matcher, we still have to access the matcher from the expect function, but this time we don't invoke this expect function, and instead we access the matcher directly from it. So I'm going to use one now called object containing, and then I will invoke that matcher. And this matcher tells Vitest we're expecting this value to equal some kind of object containing certain properties. And we can outline those properties inside this asymmetric matcher. So as an argument, we pass an object, and for every property we expect the decked value to have, we add that as a property here as well. In our case, that's going to be a suits property, and we'll add the value to this property shortly, and we also expect a value property. Now, as values to these properties, we can use another asymmetric matcher to say what kinds of values we'd expect these properties to have. In our case, we would expect them to be arrays. So for the suits, I'm going to use another asymmetric matcher by saying expect first, and then I'll use one called any, and I will invoke that matcher. And inside this, we'll pass in array. And what we're saying here is that the suits property must be any kind of array. As long as it's an array, it's okay. I'm also going to do the same thing for the next property values by just copying that little bit of code and pasting it in down below. So now in a single assertion, we're saying right here that we expect the value of this deck to equal an object containing these properties where those properties must be an array. So it's essentially doing almost the same thing as these 5 individual assertions down here, but in a single one asymmetric matcher, right? Or rather 2 asymmetric matchers, should I say. But we're using one assertion. And that means we can get rid of these other 5 assertions, save the file, and hopefully when we do that, we should see that all the tests are still passing. Alright, so there is just a couple of things I want to quickly mention before we finish this video, and the first one is this. Regular matches all generally start with the word to, so to be, to equal, and so forth. And asymmetric matches don't start with the word to, so that's one easy way to differentiate between them. Secondly, it's easy to get carried away with asymmetric matches to assert complex data returns and object structures, but I'm going to advise against doing that, especially when you're first learning how to test, because the more complex your assertion is, using multiple nested matches, the harder it is to debug when the tests don't pass. For something like this example, great, use asymmetric matches to test that data structure, but be careful how deep you go with it because sometimes simple additional assertions are much easier to manage and navigate over a single mammoth assertion with a crazy amount of nested matches. Anyway, that's how to use them, so definitely have a play around and check out the Vitest Docs for more examples.